For weeks now, we've seen videos and images of high-profile ICE operations that are being carried out prevalently throughout Southern California and other parts of the U.S. So questions, they're starting to arise not just from the public, but also from state leaders and lawmakers. Take a listen.
We're not sure who these armed men are. They show up without uniforms. They show up completely masked. They refuse to give ID. Are they bounty hunters? Are they vigilantes?
So that right there was L.A. Mayor Karen Bass in a recent press conference addressing the concerns of many regarding unidentified federal ICE agents. So this morning, I'm joined by Senator Sasha Renée Pérez, author of SB 805, also known as the No Vigilantes Act. So she's hoping to create more public trust and require more accountability from ICE agents. So thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Bianca.
Yes, of course. So I know that you rolled out this legislation earlier this week on Monday, and you're really hoping to expand on police impersonation laws.
Yes.
So with SB 805, what exactly are you going to require of some of those federal ICE agents that we're seeing?
Yeah, so what we are saying is any law enforcement that's operating here in the state of California needs to wear identification. So if that is last name, as we see so much of our local law enforcement do already, providing a badge when a badge ID number is requested by a member of the public, that they're providing that information to verify that they are who they say that they are. We've heard concerns from so many constituents across the state saying, how am I supposed to be able to tell if this is actually federal law enforcement or if this is a vigilante who's impersonating an ICE officer? And to be quite honest, unless they provide identification, we really don't know.
Yeah, and we've seen videos circulating online where folks start to tape some of the raids as they're happening, and they start to ask those agents to identify themselves. If they have any sort of identification, sometimes those answers aren't met. And I mean, you heard it right there. I mean, Mayor Karen Bass herself alluding to it and starting to ask the question herself if they are bounty hunters. So at this time, can you provide any sort of clarification when it comes to those claims?
So there has been concerns raised by community residents both in my district and outside of my district with that very question. What we have seen is DHS, CBP, ICE looking to staff up because they are doing such a large number of these raids all across the country. And so we know that they have put out calls for applications. They've said for car drivers and truck drivers. I want to make clear, it is already federal law to not federalize bounty hunters. So we are just reiterating what is federal law in state law. We're seeing the state of Washington do this, and so we're really mirroring other legislation that we've seen other states introduce. But this is nothing new. We're just making sure that our laws are reflecting what the federal government has already said.
So in a way, you're almost creating more accountability.
Yes.
And making sure that it's in line with federal law.
Yes.
So sometimes in those videos that are circulating online, we do see violent tactics that are being carried out by those masked agents. Do you think that SB 805 is going to help prevent some of those interactions that we're seeing?
Absolutely. I think there's one piece of this, which is being able to safely identify and ensure that it's federal law enforcement that's doing these operations, that vigilantes are not taking advantage of a situation. But in addition to that, we need oversight and accountability. Just like any member of our local law enforcement, they provide identification, they're wearing their badge, they're wearing a name ID. If for some reason there is excessive force that is used during enforcement interactions, citizens need to have the ability to have accountability in that case. And unfortunately,
and bring that up with representation potentially.
Exactly. Everybody has the private right of action, here in California. But folks aren't able to utilize that if they don't know who is the aggressor, who's committing those acts of excessive force.
And I do have to ask here as we wrap up, I mean, what's your response to other law enforcement agencies or maybe even lawmakers that are pushing back and they're saying that if these agents identify themselves, they could be at risk of retaliation or possibly even harassment?
I actually completely disagree with that statement, and I see for myself that our local law enforcement agents have been operating this way for years. Whether you look at our local police officers, whether you look at sheriffs, they all provide some sort of identification, some sort of verification. This is basic accountability. This is basic law and order. And I think in so many ways, this makes all of us safer.
So this is just some legislation hoping to provide some more guidelines, accountability when it comes to those ongoing raids that we are seeing here throughout the state. We're going to continue to follow this closely. Thank you so much for making the time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Of course.